Divine Reflection. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about my experiences navigating through New Age spirituality. It is such a broad topic, and me being a, practicing spiritualist for almost a decade now, even I didn't fully know what New Age spirituality was because the term is so broad and there are so many different ways to access one's spiritual self. I'm going to share some realizations that I've had and also what I believe New Age spirituality to be, and hopefully by the end of this video you can walk away knowing a little more about what New Age spirituality actually is, what it's been like for me, and how to choose which direction to move in seeking this higher power and higher self within you. So I personally was drawn to New Age spirituality because I was seeking at the time a higher connection. I wasn't raised with a religion. My father was atheist, and my mother, although she was raised Christian, was not practicing in the faith. So I truly was navigating my own journey and path to a spiritual understanding of my reality and my own consciousness. What started my journey into New Age spirituality was a curiosity, right? I was inspired by the hippie movement of the 70s. I was an artist, a film student, and had also come out of a very traumatic experience at the time. I was seeking the typical things one seeks when they are searching for faith, right? I was seeking love. I was seeking wholeness, balance, mentally, emotionally, physically, in terms of feeling my energy being out of alignment in my body. I was searching for a meaning. And I also believe that spirituality chose me, right? There was always this higher calling. And the reason I resonated so deeply with New Age spiritual practice is because I myself could be my own guide. It was a path to self-empowerment. So I accessed love, spiritual freedom, and higher consciousness through a variety of practices under the New Age spiritual umbrella, through the study of Eastern sciences like chakra work and energy healing, through holistic health practice, through the study of Eastern philosophy and religions and the concepts that could aid me, I felt, and guide me to live a life that was in alignment with my highest good and the highest good of humanity. I was also able to access higher consciousness, my higher self, and empower my being through the use of occult science like astrology and the tarot. Again, I could be my own guide. I felt empowered through the understanding of myself. I was able to empower myself also through the worship of ancient gods from a variety of pantheons across different cultures. That being Norse, Celtic, West African, and Egyptian, right? Something that New Age spirituality, I feel, gets flack for is perhaps appropriation of different cultures and religions in order to create a pseudo-religion, right? But I think that this is the most beautiful quality about my personal journey through spirituality, was that I was able to take sort of the best of different religions and practices and embrace them all, having an open mind to them all, recognizing that they all embodied a godliness, that they all spoke their own truth, And I believe at the core, all share a common goal, which is to help people connect to the divine, the Most High, source energy, universal consciousness. My personal belief today is that source energy, the universe, is love, and love has become my religion, and I choose to walk in love every single day. I'm in love with myself, I'm in love with my life, and I'm in love with the people around me. I'm in love with what I do, I'm in love with the knowledge that I get to share with all of you, and I'm connected to the highest form of love, which is the divine, right? Everything in existence is a reflection of the divine. And the idea that we are separate from one another or have to compete with one another in order to prove whose religion is more right is a form of separation consciousness. And this separation consciousness is a form of unconsciousness, because we are all connected. I think a beautiful understanding within New Age spiritual belief is the concept of oneness, of unity consciousness. It is the unconsciousness of humanity that is the root of all evil. And I believe that once we can come to the greater understanding that we are all one, that we are all part of the universal cosmic fabric of reality, and that we are all energetic beings who are all so complex and unique and precious, I think that is how we can evolve as a collective and in our society, as well as how we interact with one another. Within New Age spirituality, the path to self-realization is a common theme. We are coming to understand that we are the higher power that we seek, that we pray to. Because we are all connected to the higher power, we are reflections of the higher power. We are divine reflections. We are the God. We are the goddess. However, we do have to understand that duality is always present. While, yes, we are the God, we are the goddess, we cannot be everywhere at once. Otherwise, we would actually be the true source energy that is all things, right? While you are empowered to choose your own path, make your own decisions, and forge your destiny through your own free will, there is a higher order at place. There is a larger body of people that all of your decisions affect. You can seek to manifest the life that you desire, as long as you are not harming yourself or harming another. Your choices and decisions will ripple out and eventually find their way back to you, because the energy that you put out into the universe is the energy that the universe will then send back to you. That is why we tend to go through the same or similar experiences in our lives in regard to cycling out of, let's say, uncomfortable situations, reoccurring patterns, and so forth. You are also bound to whatever it is that you are manifesting. So it is very careful for you to be conscious of the words you are choosing to use in speaking about what you want, in speaking to others, in speaking to yourself, because they have immense power. When you speak, your words become reality. And when you set an intention to manifest something into your life, that intention will continue to unfold in alignment with the divine. But it may not look like how you first envisioned it. It may not come to you the way you want it. We are an aspect of the divine, but we are not the most high. We are human beings, and we have to humble ourselves before this grand spirit that is. So I just wanted to make that very clear. Use your intuition. Your intuition will most likely not steer you wrong. I would definitely suggest clearing out your energy so that you are able to make clearer decisions in your life. You can do that through energy work. If you need an energy clearing, you can find that through the link in my bio. I would highly recommend you seek me out. I would highly recommend that for anyone who is looking to evolve spiritually on their path and become their best self, to align with their soul, their greatest version. That is my intention in this lifetime, to help you, to serve you and humanity. Because it is possible to still act out of low vibrations even as you are evolving your consciousness. These low vibrational states of consciousness are the wounded ego, right? It's victimhood, victim mindset, this feeling of powerlessness that you have, a sort of you versus the world mentality, which is a form of separation consciousness. If you want to learn more about the unconsciousness and how to avoid being taken over by sort of a lower form of being, lower dimensional beings, I would highly recommend you check out my spirit possession video. And then I would also recommend, for those who are starting a spiritual journey or are farther along in their path, to always beware of things posing as the ultimate truth, right? Because within New Age spirituality, we can understand that many truths exist. There is not one right way of being or of accessing the divine. I think this concept is incredibly archaic. It's been the cause of so much destruction. When we learn to trust our own intuition, to align ourselves with a higher power, a higher consciousness, and access, also a loving state of being, an open-hearted state of being, we can learn to trust what feels right and what feels good for us. So yeah, those were just some words of guidance that I felt guided to share with all of you, that were channeled through me, that felt poignant. As I create content, I too am learning lessons, and I too am evolving and coming to greater understanding of what it is to be a conscious being, a spiritual being, having a human experience. And it's such a beautiful journey to be on. There's way too much pushback, I think, against the New Age, and New Age spirituality has only been a positive tool for me, even as I have perhaps attracted the wrong things to me at certain points in my journey. Every sort of mistake that I've made in finding my path to becoming more grounded, more spiritually aware and attuned has only served as a lesson for me to then know and discern what's for me and what's not. So I'm grateful for New Age spirituality, for the acceptance of different ideologies, especially being this psychic astrologer, healer, cosmic being that I am. I can't imagine having to fit my spirit into some rigid structure. I'm sure whoever's watching this feels the same. It's an honor to be walking this journey with you. If you want deeper healing, insight, alignment, I would definitely suggest you check out my membership page. That starts at just $5 a month, and you get monthly energy healings, monthly zodiac readings, horoscope readings for all the 12 signs. I am also available as a coach for you to attain your highest form of being. I hope to see you next week for a brand new video of some more high knowledge, high vibrational content, spiritual truth. I'll see you next week.